On this week's show, Michelle Fontaine visits the Spyglass Ridge Winery, a very interesting harvest host destination in Sunbury, Pennsylvania. That's also a brewery, restaurant, and popular concert venue. Then, we catch up with the gals at RV Women's Alliance as they continue on their Drab to Fab trailer rebuild project that is getting close to completion. Later in the show, Mark Pope from RV Education 101 shows us the Tailgater, a great portable table that will work with virtually any trailer or vehicle. Closed and Spanish captioning, where available, is sponsored by Forest River. Follow the river.
Hi, Michelle and Laurie from Rollin on TV at the Spyglass Ridge Winery in Sunbury, Pennsylvania. We knew this was a harvest host location, but it turns out it's much more. Check out this RV destination.
Hi everybody, my name is Tom Webb. Spyglass Ridge Winery is our main business right now. We purchased the farm in 1995. 20 years into the winery, and November 8th, we'll be starting our 21st season. A whole nother side of our business is our concert side. We started that 15 years ago now. We've had ZZ Top, Chicago, Pat Benatar, REO Speedwagon, Styx, and next year we have, we're talking with Sheryl Crow right now. Styx and REO want to come back. We have booked Third Eye Blind, the band Live, Blues Travelers, Jeff Dunham, the puppet guy. This structure here was the original barn on the property. We found the beams, all the beams and everything when this was made in the 1800s. It was carved in the beam the year of our Lord, and then in Roman numerals, 1814. The building itself, we can hold 120 people. This is where we make all the wine. All the fermentation tanks go from here all the way around. It's climate controlled. We keep the temperatures at 55 degrees down here all year long. Part of the reason that the walls here are uninsulated is, unfortunately, it costs me more money in the summer for air conditioning, but in the winter, we get the natural cooling, so it'll drop it down below freezing in this room for cold stabilization of the wines that we've made this fall. So we naturally bulk age in the tanks, and then we naturally allow our wines to cold stabilize how they used to do it in Europe. We don't use glycol jacketed tanks, we don't crash the wine, we don't rush the wine. We allow our wines to bulk age for at least 5 months at a minimum. This building up here is our new brewery and restaurant, Three Beards Brewing. It's in partnership with 3 local guys who've made a big name for themselves in the brewing locally. They've been brewing together for 10 years now. They started in high school, kind of like with me. They all grew up together. They kept brewing in college. And today they have 390 some of their own recipes that they've developed over the years.
We'll continue our visit to the Spyglass Ridge Winery right after this short break. Aquacam toss-ins. So fast and easy to use, it could seem like a game. Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
Okay, Michelle, come on into the Three Beards Brewery.
Thank you, Tom.
My wife Tammy and I, we wanted to keep the theme of the property going. So this building, her and I designed it, and then we went to a company in Mansfield, Pennsylvania called Wood House. And Wood House makes timber frame structures. They're one of the few timber frame builders that still does it completely old world. There's not a single nut or bolt or metal plate in this entire wood structure. And the big thing I have to show you, besides a great kitchen and a full menu of steaks and fish and everything else, is our brick oven. This brick oven here is made by a company in Baltimore. Two brothers from Italy came here and to be able to patent it. It's completely computer controlled, so you can do everything. But the greatest thing about this oven is the rotating base. When our pizza chef puts a pizza here, it comes out completed in 90 seconds. And besides just pizza, we're going to leverage this. We're going to be doing wings in here. We're going to be doing salmon on cedar plank. Part of the menu will actually be done in the brick oven. All right, so this is kind of the nuts and bolts of a brewery. Matt, Nate, and Levi make the beer.
And do they all have beards?
Yes, they do. That's where the name came from. Right here we have our stout aging in bourbon barrels. This brew house comes from a company in Verona, Italy, Inox Technica. And it's probably one of a kind system here in the United States, because the greatest thing about this brew house is it's literally fully automated, fully computer controlled. So unlike most of the 15-barrel systems that are in the United States from other areas of the world, this takes one guy to do it. It's self-cleaning, self-sterilizing, and we can literally make, of the same beer, we can make 30 barrels of beer in this system in an 8-hour brew cycle from start to finish. Right here is the brains of the system. So if we want to open a valve, we can just touch this and open a valve. Start that motor. Once they have a particular recipe, once the program is done and they tweak their recipe and they have it perfected, all they have to do is hit the recipe and it takes it from start to finish. They add the correct amount of grain, they follow the process, they add the hop addition. So it's about being consistent, and that's what we wanted. So when you come here, and if you like our lager, or if you like our IPA, or if you like our cookie dough stout or our sour beers, every single one of them will be consistent. That's the one hurdle that a lot of the boutique breweries have. You go there and you buy an IPA and it's amazing the one time, and then the next time it's like, it's not the same. So that's the one thing that we wanted to get over.
At this Harvest Host location, we met 3 sisters who were out camping for the very first time. They rented their camper from Outdoorsy. They shared a bit of their adventure with us. How did you come to rent a camper?
It was Jane's idea. We all wanted to see New England in the peak. We went through Outdoorsy, which is a website. People who want to rent campers to people. It's kind of Airbnb for campers.
How did you learn about Harvest Hosts?
I have a neighbor who has a camper. He said it's wonderful, and so I joined, and we started doing that. We disconnected one day and drove across New Hampshire to Maine, to the coast, and we found a local restaurant that sold lobsters. We picked them out and we ate them, and it was on the beach. It was just magic.
Beautiful sister memories, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Are you thinking of getting a camper now?
We are. It's just such a wonderful way to travel.
It is.
Because it's so self-contained.
It's safe.
And it's safe.
I agree. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
As we conclude this great visit to Spyglass Ridge Winery, we asked Tom how he got involved with Harvest Hosts.
Yeah, actually, Harvest Hosts contacted me last year and asked if we wanted to be a member. And I kind of I considered it at first, but last year we had a bunch of concerts and I was still in all the construction of the brewery and everything. And I said, thanks for contacting us, but maybe next year. Somebody called me and we had a discussion and I'm like, wow, what a great idea. And it's been awesome. Just like you guys, we've met so many amazing people from all over the country, and it's actually been a joy. The not typical stuff that we offer, one is power. We also have 50 amp power down by the pond for the big boys, the real big, the buses and everything. And then we have the 30 amp hookup. And then we even have a 110 hookup for the, the smaller ones. At least they have power. We give free Wi-Fi in the brewery. They can go in and use the Wi-Fi. We give them the password or the password in the winery. And then starting next month, they'll be able to get food, beer, wine, seltzers, cider. But we also, for all the other campers that are in teardrops or in small ones and everything, we have a beautiful shower that they can use in the brewery. You can find us at spyglassridgewinery.com on our website, and also, of course, on our Facebook page, Spyglass Ridge Winery. Three Beards Brewery has a website, also Three Beards Brewing, and then they also have their Facebook page. You can order our delicious wines right there at our website, and we can ship to you, or even if you're coming in as a harvest host, you can pre-order your wines, and we can have it all ready for you.
We're coming back. We want to try that brick oven.
Yeah.
And some more wine.
Yes, you have to. It was a joy.
Thank you.
From off-the-road adventure camping to luxurious full-time RVing and everything in between, Forest River has the RV to fit your needs, budget, and outdoor lifestyle. To see our full line of trailers and motorhomes, visit forestriverinc.com. Forest River. Begin the journey. At Norcol, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcol refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcol RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norcol.com.
So we took about a 6-week break. It was supposed to be about 2-3 weeks because of the holidays. We thought everybody else was busy with family that we'd take a break. But then we didn't know with COVID how exactly, that was going to go after the holidays. Would it peak? So we decided to extend the break until the end of January. So we've actually been off for 6 weeks. So coming back here, it was like, okay, where were we at? What were we doing? Where did we start back up? So it's been a total refresh. So it's been fun getting back into it. As much as it's been a lot of work, it's been a lot of fun, and I've missed seeing all the ladies and working on this.
I'm here today to volunteer for the RV Women's Alliance Drab to Fab project, and I'm also going to be green certifying it at the end. So while I'm doing whatever they assign me to do today, I'll be keeping an eye on materials and things that are being used. This unit had an opportunity to go to the landfill, but the group decided it was something that could be saved, and so you're automatically ahead of the game when you decide to rehab. As long as you're using the right materials and components and processes. So this is going to be a very, I think, well-rounded green project. So we're going to be looking at resources, water efficiency, energy efficiency, indoor air quality. And I know radiant flooring is used. That's going to be an energy efficient way to heat the unit. The insulation is green, low formaldehyde, recycled content, solar panels. I'm going to put the checklist on my website, and even though it's not complete, it's just going to be kind of a running tally. But Certified Green RVs is our website, and it shows all the manufacturers that have earned green certification. Every material or component that you're taking out, consider what you're putting in as a replacement. Is there a better option? Is there a safer option? Is there a more eco-friendly option? Whether it's sealants and caulks, is it water fixtures, the shower head, is that low flow? If you're putting in new carpet and flooring, is that low VOC? These are really small units, and so if they're not ventilated properly, you're going to kind of get a backlash of some of the chemicals, and that's what the RV industry wants to stay away from. And that's why I always tell clients, whether you're buying a new or used RV, just ventilate it, get everything kind of acclimated, and be smart about what materials you're bringing into it, especially when you're rehabbing it on your own.
Okay, so this is my husband, Chris. And why are you here today? Well, so we don't know everything as much as women like to think we know everything. So we do like to bring in some expertise in certain things. So Chris is usually sometimes, if we're needing extra hands or another brain, I'll sucker him into coming with me and saying, hey, how would you do this?
And I'm close by. I'm 5 minutes away, which helps a little bit. And since we do live in the same household, a lot of times it's a matter of me finding some parts and delivering to her that she needs just to get, like hose clamps, which is what I brought in today.
So we were installing the Suburban hot water tank. It's the on-demand system. So something I'm very unfamiliar with. So on Saturday and today, Chris has been generous enough to come out and advise us and show us what, how it should be plumbed and, all that kind of stuff.
There's a lot of plumbing intricacies on the hot water heater. In the old days, it was all cold water in, hot water out, and now there's bypasses and drain hoses and condensation tubes and everything else. So as we're modifying from an older unit to a brand new unit, it's a lot of finagling and figuring out where can we make this plumbing go from here to here and still get the job done. So.
Yeah, it's fun. We haven't killed each other yet, so it's fun working with each other.
And two young ladies, I don't remember names.
From east to west, yes.
Saturday actually did all the installation on the tank and did all the plumbing. All I did was help out and cut some PEX tubing and showed them how to use the fittings, and they did an awesome job of getting it installed. So now it's just finishing touch. One more clamp.
One more clamp. We're always a clamp short.
Global Link Distribution, Creative Products Group. Creative Products Group is the aftermarket division. Our claim to fame is door locks. We make 90% of the door locks on towable travel trailers and fifth wheels, and most of the compartment door locks. We also supply a good 70% of all screws and fasteners to the OEM manufacturers here in the area. So if you need a 3-inch bronze screw, you can't get that at Fastenal or at the hardware store, but we have those in our warehouse.
They're also, their company, he's very modest, so the key-like system is one of their claims to fame. So when a new unit gets delivered to a dealer or actually, to the end user, you may have 4 different keys, one for your compartment door. If you have 2 doors, you got 2 different keys for those doors. So, you're handed this bundle of keys just to get into this little unit. So what his company does is they have the ability to key your whole unit alike, where it's just one key to get into the RV. And that's what they're going to do to our RV.
As soon as we're done with doors, we'll be ready to put the locks on. I love the project. She's done this many, many times, this is the first RV, but she's been involved many times with the automotive side also. But I think it's a great thing that needs to be done more and more. And I love the fact that some of the ladies involved with the build, how much they've learned and dug into it, and things that they had no reason to learn. The 2 young ladies doing the hot water tank on Saturday had no idea what we were doing, but dug right in. Didn't even bat an eye. Just dug right in and started doing it. So I think it's a great thing for the industry to get more people involved and to see what is available to done. There's a lot of consumers now. Of course, RVing is on an upswing like there's no tomorrow, who would love to take an older unit like this and strip it like the ladies have done and start over and build it all fresh. And this is going to be a great way to show that it's doable.
I don't know who's going to win this, but they're going to be excited because it is going to be basically new to them. It's going to be green certified. It's going to have all of the ladies' hard work put into it. It's got the support of the RV industry, so a lot of great sponsors, a lot of great products that have been donated to go into this RV, so they can count on having a quality product.
Wow, am I glad I used Aquachem. Maybe chili wasn't the best idea.
Aquachem, the most powerful odor control available, and the #1 seller for over 50 years.
Every now and then a product comes along that's not only functional but has many practical uses, and it just makes sense to get one. That product for me is the original Tailgater tire table. Let's take a closer look. The concept behind the invention is to use a tire as the main support for the table. Now the table is stable regardless of the ground condition where you are using the table. The tailgating table is collapsible, portable, compact, and strong, and is a great addition to your tailgating gear and camping essentials. It can be used on virtually anything with a tire: RVs, toy haulers, horse trailers, or your vehicle. If it has a tire, you have a stable table. Also, any exposed spare tire if your vehicle has one. When the table is on the rear spare tire, you can still have easy access to the back of the vehicle. These features make it the perfect table to take with you on camping trips, road trips, a fun day at the beach, or your favorite fishing hole. I even use it for a workspace when I am doing odd jobs or maintenance on my vehicles and around the house. Now let's take a look at how easy the Tailgater tire table is to set up. Install 3 jam bolts. There are 2 on the sides that will lock the rear tire support slider in place. The additional one is for the retractable leg located in the channel down the center of the table. Press the silver push buttons to release each of the 2 small legs from the storage located on the bottom side of the table. Insert legs into the square receivers on the left and right sides next to the rear tire support slider with the bend in it. The legs will be pointed towards the bottom of the table, and the grip tape will be pointed away from the tabletop towards the tire. After installing both legs into their receivers, loosen the jam bolts on the left and right side and pull the rear tire support slider out about 12 inches. Put rear tire support over the tire and down until the slider rests on the tire. With one hand on the rear tire support and your thigh on the outside of the table, pull the table snug against the tire and tighten one jam bolt. Repeat the same process for the other side. Leveling from the front of the table to the back can be accomplished by either raising the table and tightening it against the tire, or loosening it on the tire, allowing it to be lowered at one end. Side-to-side leveling is accomplished by rotating the table on the tire. For added strength and stability, release the center retractable support leg by depressing the silver button. Angle the retractable leg towards the tire and rest it between the tire and the ground, which will help to avoid kicking or tripping on it. It can also be put straight up and down. Tighten the jam bolt when the leg is in the desired length. If your tires are 35-inch and up, flipping over the rear tire support slider so the bend is down will allow for more grip on the tire. Tailgater tire table is not a step or a seat. Using the table as either could result in injury and damage the table. Remove the table before driving.
For additional information on anything featured on this week's show, along with additional stories, videos, and information about RVs, camping, and the RV lifestyle, along with the latest news and trends, be sure to visit our website at rollinontv.com. As usual, this has been another fun production. If you're into RVing or just appreciate vintage vehicles, be sure to set your GPS for the RV MH Hall of Fame in Elkhart, Indiana. This museum houses the largest collection of vintage RVs and trailers dating as far back as 1916. For more information, visit their website at rvmhhalloffame.org.